We're heading up to North Yorkshire today to check out what is apparently the world's oldest active music hall. But we stopped off somewhere on the way just to have a little look at something. And now if this was a couple of years ago, we'd probably be heading inside there right about now. But as you can see, something's been going on. This mill was built about 150 years ago, and up until 2 years ago, it was still standing. A very popular place for explorers, and it was even popular for filming as well. There were some BBC series that were shot here. Peaky Blinders, Downton Abbey, apparently. I haven't seen it myself. It's just what I've heard. And 2 years ago now, the building was set on fire. There was enormous fire through the entire width of this building. The roof was destroyed. Pretty much all of the interior was destroyed as well. Very sad for what was once a really beautiful building. Now, I wasn't planning to go inside and have a look today for that exact reason. This didn't happen that long ago, and two 17-year-olds have just been charged and sentenced for causing this fire. Pretty amazing really that so much of it is still standing. And purely coincidental, I promise, that the fire service are here today. But anyway, like I said, that's not why we're here. We're not supposed to be in this town. We're going up to North Yorkshire. We're going to settle today to the world's oldest active music hall. There is something else I want to show you on the way though, so let's head there now. I'm in Keighley right now, stood in the middle of a roundabout, and I really cannot express how little I want to climb in there. This is an old World War II bunker built underneath a roundabout that you can probably hear is still pretty active. It's right in the town centre, and I think it's empty. Let's go and find out. Before we do this, I'm not exaggerating, I'm pretty claustrophobic. My nightmare is being inside my nightmare is being inside a small space with only one exit, going in and then somehow somebody boards it up. They don't know I'm here, they're gonna close it off to the public. It's probably not gonna happen though, right? Maybe? Oh. Jeez. Ugh. I just smashed my head on the roof. Hello? Right. We need to remember the way back out. Anyway, so this is an old World War II bunker in the middle of Keighley, underneath an... Ouch! Jesus. It's so low. Oh God, my head. So, it's an old World War II bunker in the middle of Keighley, underneath a roundabout. Somebody's been having some drinks in here. Hello? Now apparently this was built to house up to 200 people. I couldn't find any information to tell us whether it was actually used. Free dumbbell here. I'll take that home. I don't know what that is. What is that? I don't know if it was actually used. I assume it probably was, but there's not much information online about it. It's very rusted. I'm gonna guess the air quality in here, not too great. I can only assume. I don't know much about history, so I don't know why I'm here, but the fact that it's just this kind of square passageway suggests that it wasn't intended to be used for a prolonged period of time. I know that's kind of the purpose of many smaller air raid shelters, but there's certainly no space for comfort down here. Imagine 200 of you squashed in. Yeah, not too much to see. A few tires. Ouch. And thank God we're back to the entrance already. I'm not staying in here any longer than I need to. Really should have worn black trousers. All right, let's move on. We'll go to settle, head to the world's oldest active music hall, and get the hell out of here. What are we even doing here? I don't know. Alright, we made it all the way to Settle. We survived. Now the reason that we're here is just around this corner behind me. It's called Settle Victoria Hall, and it claims to be the world's oldest still operating music hall. And now if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know I've had some tremendous bad luck when it comes to arriving and travelling to closed venues. You could call it incompetence, and you'd be right. A little bit mean, but you'd be right. This time it's open. Not only is it open, we've been invited by the very kind and friendly people here to come and take a look around, and they're going to teach us a little bit about the history. So instead of me blabbering on and showing more misinformation, I'll leave it to the experts. We'll head inside and we'll see what we can find.
So this is Victoria Hall. We were opened on the 10th of October 1853. And we've never closed the door, which does make it the world's oldest and longest running music hall. In the 1850s, it was designed by this man, Edward Paley. So he mainly designed railway stations and Methodist church halls, which does explain a lot about why the building looks like it does. It looks like a railway station from the outside and a Methodist church from the inside.
I thought that when I came in, it was a train station.
A lot of people think it's the railway station. They employed Paley because it's such an early example of a music hall. There wasn't really anything to go off. There wasn't a standard for what a music hall or what a music venue should look like. So
it was one of the earliest ones, at least in the area, I suppose, or kind of countrywide as well.
It was one of the earliest to be independent, because so many music halls, they started off as pub back rooms, and then because there was such a fire risk, the pubs started building them as separate buildings and separate rooms. And from there, they took on a life of their own, which really corresponded with the sort of the rise in popular culture of the urban and industrial classes, which is really what the music halls came out of.
Yeah. What would have been the style of music or show at the time?
Absolutely anything.
So real mix.
We've got a huge mixture. We've got a lot of sort of classical music from the choral society. We had lots of different orchestras and things going on. But then we've also got a lot more stuff that you would more associate with a music hall. So the sort of the variety acts. We've got ventriloquists, we've got magicians. Most of the music halls really came to an end sort of 1920s and 1930s, the post-war era, where they were taken over by cinema, and the cinema was so much more popular. It came in, and just as a form of entertainment, it wiped out the music hall.
Oh, right.
But Victoria Hall sort of took a middle ground, so it showed cinema for a few days a week, and then it did the live music the rest of the time. So it just sort of, it kept up the spirit of variety, really. It just adapted and it changed. You can see that's our opening night from the cinema.
All right.
That's from 1919, during the height of the Spanish flu. So they've got a note down here. The hall is disinfected each day and sprayed several times during each performance.
Or during the performance as well.
Yes, what that would have been like.
Probably a bit of a nervous screening, I would have guessed, based on that. And you said it's been continuous, there's been no closures or anything?
No closures, so it's been in constant use as a music hall. It's been sort of renovated once or twice, but it's never been out of use, never stopped being part of the community, part of Settle's cultural life.
So if you're ever in Yorkshire, or North Yorkshire, anywhere in Yorkshire to be fair, this isn't too far away from the other regions. It's definitely somewhere worth checking out. They've got shows, I think 4 to 5 times a week. So lots and lots of stuff happening, all different types of shows, sometimes screenings as well. And it's a really nice village. Lots of different cafes, restaurants, and a load of good walks as well. There's some caves nearby, lots and lots of different things to see. So if you visit in Yorkshire, or if you live in Yorkshire and you've not been here, definitely check it out. Get some tickets booked, and if you've got a bit of extra money, make a donation. It's been going for so long now with no pauses, like they mentioned. And hopefully it's got a very long future ahead of it as well. But I'm glad we finally managed to get inside a venue that's still active, and we just came straight in. We didn't have to climb in, scramble through some old abandoned doorway. As for next time though, we'll see. I don't know where we're going to go next yet. Open or closed, we'll find out in the next video.